Welcome to this tutorial by Living Technologies on how to make completely raw GcMAF for a fraction of the cost with all the products being absolutely raw. I'm going to teach you how to make an amazing GcMAF that's also known as its trade name Bravo. Here we are with the kefir milk that actually got converted into GcMAF because we added the colostrum, right? And we also added the 34 strain raw probiotic from Garden of Life, which has more strains than actually the Swiss Bravo product. So I'm just kind of giving you the differences. And here is the jar with 4 hours since I actually put and activated. I did a video like 4 or 5 hours ago where I actually activated the kefir milk in order to turn it into a kefir GcMAF bioavailable raw product. So as you can see, I mean, you could totally see that, how there's actually whey at the very bottom of this jar. You'll be able to see that. That's separating from the actual milk. And I'm going to reconstitute it by putting it in the blender. But before I do that, I want to show people how. Okay, here is a close-up of the actual milk itself so you could see it before I reconstitute it. Because I'm going to show you, I'm going to open the cover of the milk and show you how within 4 hours it's actually separated from the whey, as you can see, and it's almost to the top. Do you remember that when we first started this, I had that much airspace, and in 4 hours it's actually now come almost to the top. It has about a 1/4 inch to go. You could wait till then, but I'm going to actually mix it now. So I'm just showing you the consistency of what it looks like once it's actually cooked the GcMAF. So now, what I'm doing, without messing up my camera, so I'm going to bring my Blendtec blender right here. Not advertising for them, but just letting you know the tools that I have in hand. And I'm actually going to pour all that back in there to reconstitute it, because as you can see, kind of has separated itself, and you can see the whey. The whey is very good for us. And you can see the yellow things that you see in there is actually the fat from the cream. So I'm going to put it back in here. There's nothing in here. And I'm going to blend it for 20 seconds. All it requires is 20 seconds. There's a little bit of which I'm going to dump of the whey, and I'm going to put it all back in the jar. And at this point, as you can see, there's a little bit of space in the jar, and I'm going to add some fresh milk to that, because you can do that. So since you've already kefirized everything and everything's fermenting nicely, I do this, you don't have to, but I do. I just top it off with a little bit of fresh milk so that it fills up to the top. Fresh raw milk. And now I'm going to shake it. And I'm going to take the excess that's here in the blender. And if you smell it, it kind of has a sweet and kind of sour smell, because kefir obviously is sour milk. That's how it preserves itself. And what I want all of you to keep in mind is that this is a completely raw, like I said, product. And when you do a raw product out of dairy milk that's good, not bad, and fresh. I mean, I just bought this dairy that got milked yesterday from our local farm. That's why you want to buy it from your local farms. So now this, I like to put it in the fridge to cool it down. I don't like to eat it right away, but you could. So I'm going to put this in the fridge, and I'm going to let it sit for like 2 hours or for till tonight, because I'm not going to take any. I already took my dose this morning. So I'm going to take it tonight, and when I do, then I'm going to do the final step, which is this part, this D3 plus K2, liquid vitamin D3 plus K2. And what I use, it's a little brandy, because I don't do alcohol. I do a little brandy container, and I fill this up about almost to the pretty much to the top, almost, not quite. Actually, right about to there. You'll see it tonight. And what I do is I pour it in here. So I'm going to pretend. I'm not going to put the vitamin D3, but I'm going to pretend that I'm going to do my kefir milk right now. Okay, that I've activated. And I am going to pretend to put 3 drops. If you, like I said before, if you have a very serious critical illness that you're dealing with, and you want to assist your health and recuperate from the illness faster, instead of 3 drops, you're going to do 5 drops in here. And then you're going to mix it. You can mix it with a little spoon. And then you don't drink it, by the way. You hold it in your mouth. You swish it around in your mouth. So you hold it in your mouth and you swish it. This with the vitamin D3. I also add vitamin, you can do that, B12, okay, because it helps you absorb a lot of your liquid vitamins, so I put that in there sometimes. And what I'll also put, if I feel like it, is, and we carry this as well in our store, is the Pure Life powder, and I put just 1 little thing of the Pure Life powder, which is more probiotics. Or I will put the other product that is the Lou Corona product, which is the one that's for critical care patients. That's the one I would put in here. And I forget the name of it, so I'll have to add that to the video. But that's pretty much it. And now you have your whole one container of GcMAF. And we're done. Thanks for watching. I just wanted to add a statement that in order for the GcMAF to activate, for those of you vegan people, or, you know, that are very staunch about no dairy, no nothing, you're not going to be able to do this. So don't fool yourself thinking that you're going to be able to make GcMAF with coconut milk or almond milk or any of the other nut milks. Not possible. There's an integral ingredient in raw milk, an integral ingredient in the raw grass-fed organic non-pasteurized milk that doesn't have that ingredient that causes the GcMAF to become GcMAF in these kind of, you will not be able to do it with hemp milk, you won't be able to do it with almond milk, and you won't be able to do it with coconut milk. And especially products that have been pasteurized like that. So just keep that in mind, that the best, most successful GcMAF is going to be with fresh raw milk that you can get from your local farmers. Okay? And most of the United States now, because they banned it, because the food companies, you know, they're pretty tricky when it comes to the government and telling them what to do, banned raw milk because they thought it was bad for us and it had all kinds of diseases and all kinds of, but what you don't realize is that you're using this raw milk and you're culturizing it with the probiotics. And what the probiotics do as well, all the probiotic strains that we're putting together, the kefir grains, which have over 10 billion probiotics per like spoonful. Okay, so when you activate your milk, you're taking 10 billion probiotics per I think teaspoon actually. So you have that, and then you have the super immune activator that you added, the colostrum, you added the 32 strains of probiotics from Garden of Life. All those components that you're adding to this milk and souring the milk, if there's any kind of bad bacteria, there's so much good bacteria here, it will eat up the bad bacteria. So you don't really have to worry about food poisoning. Just make sure that you keep your milk cold in the fridge, that it doesn't get hot, and that you actually, when you bring it home, I do this process as soon as I get home. I don't waste my time and leave it in the fridge and then tomorrow, because I want to make this milk into kefir ASAP in order to keep the freshness of it, and so that the kefir tastes even better, because then the kefir tastes really sweet. This kefir will taste sweet for about 8 to 10 days. And because it keeps fermenting in the fridge, so this kefir will keep fermenting in the fridge for the next 10, well, for the duration of it, for the lifetime. So that's the jar I just made. This is a jar I made last week of kefir GcMAF. Okay, we're almost done with it, as you can see. We have a little bit left. So we take it in the morning and at night. You could also put it in smoothies. You don't have to put the D3 in the smoothies, and it tastes delicious. The kefir milk that you just made, the GcMAF. So if you live alone and you find yourself that you're not using all of this and it's kind of going to waste, you could do one of two things. You could actually take it down to a pint size, which is half a quart, and you can do the GcMAF in that and take that for the week, or you can do a whole quart and use it in your smoothies. So that's it for now. We'll be back with more classes about how to make kefirized juices and teas. I'll be back with that on our next video. Thanks for watching.